Hey guys, Frank Curzio here, and I wanted to report to you. Actually, the market's down around 600 points right now. We're going to close in about 10 minutes. But, you know, those of you familiar, have been covering the coronavirus for a while now, and I've been very, very cautious early on. But, right now I'm hearing now that the market has come down, why you should buy Apple. And I'm here to tell you why that's very, very dangerous right now. Apple's a great company. We all know it. They all have an amazing balance sheet. They're going to be buying back stock. I get it. This isn't anything personal against Apple. But I heard Tim Cook come out and say that everything's fine, that Foxconn plants are going to come back online. I'd really believe that if he decided to take a plane there and do a live interview from the floor of those Foxconn plants, I'd probably have a little bit more be a little more convinced. But let's look at common sense instead of numbers right here, guys, really quick. Because Apple, if you're looking at the iPhone 11, they sold a crap. There's a ton of these things. iPhone 11's last quarter, record quarter for them. But remember, there are over 3 dozen parts that go into the iPhone, which are made by more than 2 dozen companies. Let's break down some of those companies. If you're looking at Qualcomm, Analog Devices, you're looking at ST Micro, Samsung is actually a big supplier. Sony, Hitachi, yeah, there's a ton of Skyworks, Broadcom. There's just a ton of these companies. But when you really look at the details of this, in order for the iPhone to be produced, you have to make sure that all those companies have their plants open. If you're looking at Samsung, Samsung's one of the biggest suppliers, believe it or not, to Apple. 70% of their assets are in South Korea. South Korea is like China right now. It's closed. It's basically closed. It's like China was, especially over the past couple of weeks. China, you can't really believe those numbers. But now you're looking at Samsung, how are they going to get their parts to the Foxconn plants? How are they going to do millions and millions of phones to produce? You're looking at Sony is in Japan. Japan is worrying about canceling the Olympics right now. They have all the schools closed. So to think that Apple is going to be fine and dandy and everything's going to go back to normal, that's fine. But what I'm hearing on TV right now is Apple you should buy because it has a great balance sheet. It's trading at 21 times forward earnings. That's a very, very expensive valuation. It's even more expensive for a company that completely removed their guidance. They didn't say, well, we're going to generate 50 billion in sales next quarter, or, 60 billion. They lowered it from 63 to 68. They basically said, we have no idea. So Apple could be trading at 30, 40 times earnings. We don't know what they're going to report. They're not selling any phones right now. Not to mention, this is the period when they ramp up for the next phone, for the 12, and they're not even getting the shipments for the 11 out. And just go to your local Verizon AT&T dealer to figure this out. They're probably going to tell you they have no phones in stock, and they're not going to have any phones in stock for the next couple of weeks. So when you're looking at Apple, you're looking at earnings. Be very, very careful here, guys, because it's like buying this stock on the blind. You can't model it. You have no idea. It's like betting the 5 horse in a seventh race at Santa Anita that's 20 to 1. Chances are that horse is not going to come in. It could, so I could be wrong on this, but you don't have enough data for people to go on and say that everything's going to be okay with Apple. It's a very expensive stock. It's a company that didn't grow earnings last year, and now it looks like that they're not even just going to report flat earnings, but negative earnings this year. And the company's trading at a 21 times multiple. If you believe the earnings that are going to come out, which are from Apple and sell side analysts, not to mention that not one of these analysts, I think I saw one downgrade out of the 30 or 40 analysts that cover this stock. So, guys, look, just be careful here. You're going to have a better buy, I think, if you're looking to buy Amazon here, maybe Facebook, maybe Salesforce. That doesn't have that much exposure to China where you really don't know what's going on. Be very, very careful here, guys. I just want you to protect your assets. There's a lot of people on TV saying you should just buy because of this. You don't know. We don't know what's going to happen. The companies don't know what's going to happen. We're not going to know till the report earnings. It's okay. Miss the next 5% move in the way up. That's fine. Even the next 7% move in the way up. It's worth it to have solid numbers in front of you. But without those numbers, guys, be very, very careful. I just, again, it's frustrating for me to see so many people saying, you got to get into Apple here. It's a great buy. I mean, those earnings are going to come in so terrible, but more important, they may remove their earnings for the entire year. And if they do that, Apple's going to fall a lot, lot further from here. I report back to you guys soon. Take care.